Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to our channel. And if you're new here, please click that like and subscribe down at the bottom of the screen. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. This way you get notified every time I upload a video. Let's not forget to mention our channel sponsors. We were out at Cape Cod Harley-Davidson yesterday, and we were out at the day before that up at Yankee Harley-Davidson. Thanks to those two great dealerships, that helps me bring this content to you. Which brings up today's video. Today is all about cam chain tensioners on your twin cam. It's important to get them done roughly about every 30,000 miles. And we're going to give you a step-by-step how-to instructions and with the torque specs. So this is going to be a little bit of a long one. Be patient. We're going to go through it, like I said, step by step. The first thing we got to do, we'll take the seat off, we're going to take the tank off, we're going to take the air cleaner off. Once that's done, we'll get right into it, and I'll show you what's going on here of what we have to remove to get this done. All right, crew, we got our exhaust off, we got our fuel tank off. We also got the upper rocker boxes, rocker arms, and the push rods off, as the air cleaner, as you can see. Now, what we got left to do here is we got to take off the push rod tubes, your outer cam cover. This timing cover is only a blank. There's nothing behind it. There's no oil. There's no gaskets. There's no seals. There's nothing behind this. So we're good there. So we got all these bolts we got to take off. We got the push rod tubes to take off. And the push rod tubes are really easy to take off. All you really need is a screwdriver. What you do is you get behind there with your screwdriver and you just twist it right out. And they come right off, just like that. And that one's giving me a hard time. It's over there now. Now we come up to the front. Now if we had adjustable push rods, we would not have to take off the upper rocker box cover, because then all we could do is just take all the adjustment out of the push rods and call it done. But we don't have adjustable push rods in here. So we use, at this point, now we got those upper covers off. You slide this up and it comes right out. All four of them, just like that. And as always, we never reuse our O-rings or gaskets. We'll replace them all. Okay, so we have 4 bolts for the tappet block covers. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are 3/16. And then all the bolts around your timing cover are 3/16. So let me get that off and you'll see. All right, guys. As you can see, I got our tappet blocks out with our lifters. Now, what's important is when you're looking at the lifters is there is a oiling hole right there. And for the forward and back jug, the oiling holes face the outside of the bike. If you notice, on the other side of the lifter, there isn't one. And I always say stay organized, because you're going to put the old lifters back in to the same place that they came out, because they're worn to the cams, they're worn to the engine case. And I've already taken out the bolts for your camshaft gear and your crankshaft gear. And here's your cam chain tensioner. As you can see, right now, it looks okay, but bike's got 30,000 miles on it, and that's when they're due to be changed. And they're a hard plastic, so they can break at a moment's notice. And the problem is, if you wait till they break, those particles will get throughout your motor, and they'll actually start blocking oil passages, and you'll never get them out and clean. So you got a boat anchor for a motor. So better off doing them when they're not to be done, not needed at 30,000 miles, because that's when they're supposed to be done. Do them now. Get it done. And then this way, you have at least another 30,000 miles before you have to worry about it. All right, so let me get this all apart here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, just to give you an idea, when you look at the side of this cam chain tensioner, if you look at it, it looks fine. But when you look at the face where the cam chain actually rides, that's pretty well worn out. That's about 2/3 of the way worn out. It was only a matter of time before that lets go. Now, we still got the inboard side to get to and take a look at that. So, stand by. We're moving along. We're getting things done. So I just wanted to show you that before I got any further. Okay guys, so here we go. I lost the audio for this, so give me a little credit here or sympathy here. For some reason I lost the audio in the video. But as you can see, I got the oil pump in. There's the cam chain tensioner, and you can see it's 2/3 worn, and it's not good to have those things in there. That's the secondary cam chain tensioner that's on the inside of the cam chain, and that actually broke coming off. It's brittle, and there's the new one that's in there with a different material. And here's a new shoe for the primary cam chain tensioner. As you can see, it is different than the original that was in the bike. I gotta say it again. Yes, guys, these need to be changed every 30,000 miles. And if you don't, you're taking a huge risk of basically making your motor junk. So here you go. Here's the difference between the two. I'll get it back here on the screen. There you go. There's the difference between the two. And you can see the different material that is used between the original cam chain tensioner and the replacement that we got. Now we could have upgraded to hydraulic ones, but then you're going to need a new cam plate. And this was all done on a budget, a low budget. So we had about $160 in gaskets and materials to do this job. You always want to pre-oil everything when you go to reassemble, because that's important. Just so it's not dry for the first time you crank it up. To include putting oil inside of that pump and on your inner cam bearings. And the oil that's in there is a 2050. So yeah, it's okay for it to mix. Now, if you're going to leave it overnight or something, use a break-in oil or 60 weight oil, a straight 60. This way it would last a little bit longer and it would hold to the parts a lot longer. And then this way nothing's dry when you got it started up for the first time. All right. Hey, if you have any questions down below or any questions, leave a comment down below and we'll get it in there for you. So here we go. We're putting our cam plate on with our cams. It's giving it a hard time here. All right, so we got our cam plate back in. And a quick little tech tip for you to help you out. Get yourself a small little Allen wrench. And in here's a hole. So you take your cam chain tensioner and you pick it up off the cam chain, your inner one. You slide this in. Just like that, let the cam chain tensioner come down on the top. And that'll leave the slack in the chain. And once that's done, you can pull it out, puts the slack on the chain. Now, we have to line up our timing marks. Now, that's going to be important. And if we look right down here, there's a mark on here for our crankshaft. And on our camshaft, there's a mark. So what we want to do is we want to line this up, and I am going to line up the crank or the camshafts first. So I'm going to turn this, and you could turn it because there's no pressure on it with the crankshaft or the there we go. So if you look right here, we got our timing mark. There's a little line here. And we're going to try and line that up the best we can. And that would put our cam timing together. Now also on your camshaft, or both your camshafts here, there's a little hole here, a hole, an indent there, and an indent right there. And just so you get a better look at it, let me show it. Okay, you can see the two indents, and these are in line. So we know our forward jug and our back jug, the timing marks are lined up. There's a little spacer here for your camshaft. So you want to make sure that's in line. Now, to line up our crank, what we need to do, and this could take a little finagling to get it all lined up. What you need to do is we're going to have to jack up the back of the bike, put it in top gear, which this is a 5-speed, so it'll be a 5th gear. Once that's in 5th gear, we're going to have to rotate the engine around with the spark plugs out So we get this to top dead center. But before we do that, we got to install our bolts for our oil pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then loosely install the rest of the bolts for your cam plate. And you want that all loosely installed because you're going to rotate the engine around to seat the pump before you tighten it up and torque it down. And once that's done, then we'll do the cam plate. Well, actually, we'll torque the cam plate now, and then seat the pump, and then get it all timed perfectly. All right, so let me get that set up. We'll continue on. All right, so we got it all torqued up. Your torque is 90 to 120 foot-pounds. Now, if you remember correctly what I said about torque in the past, is you never go to the max. You start at the minimum, which was 90 inch-pounds, and there's a torque pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once that's down to 90 inch-pounds, then you want to go the difference between 90 and 120. So that's a 30 inch-pound difference. So you take half of that 30, which is 15. So you add your 15 to your 90, which brings you to 105 inch-pounds. Then you go back around and do 105 to your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once that's done. Alrighty. Now, what we got to do is we got to get the oil pump screws torqued. And your first torque is 40 to 45 inch-pounds. So what I would do is go to 40. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that to 40 inch-pounds. Rotate the engine. Break them loose. And then torque it again to 40 inch-pounds. Rotate the engine. And then you bring them 90 to 120 inch-pounds. So again, your second torque on this would be to 105 inch-pounds. And all the torque numbers that I'm quoting you come out of the Harley-Davidson service manual. I'm going to always give you the proper torques, the proper torque sequences that is recommended by Harley-Davidson, and I won't give you wrong information. And if I do, it's the information that I got out of the book. So, here we go. We're going to get this done. Okay, guys. Got things going on over here. We're going to readjust. There we go. So we got the cam in. Cam chain tensioner's in. The guide shoe is in. The timing marks are lined up. And it helps you because there's a line in the cam plate, but also the 2 dots. You want that to line up. All right. So now for the camshaft sprocket bolt, your first torque is 15 foot-pounds, and then your final is 34 foot-pounds. And then your crankshaft sprocket bolt is 24 foot-pounds. But also you want to put some Loctite on these threads so they don't back out on you. All right, and remember this is a 1/2 inch and a 9/16 bolt. The 1/2 inch bolt goes up here for your cam, and then this one goes down here for your crank. So I'm going to put some Loctite on these, and we're going to tighten them up, and then we're going to put our cover on. Now the cover is for 90 to 120 inch-pounds. So let me get to that being done, and we'll continue. Okay, now that we got all that done, we got our torques done, we got our Loctite on there. Now, what do we have left? We got our plate, our rocker boxes, and everything. And I just noticed I'm missing a gasket, which I'm going to have to get tomorrow. and we'll get that taken care of. All right, so let me get this all back together. We're going to do our tappet blocks, our push rod tubes. Now with that, we're going to get all new O-rings and new gaskets for our tappet blocks. So here's all of our O-rings and our 2 tappet block gaskets. Now what's important about our tappet block gaskets is there's fingers on here. And these fingers need to go over the anti-roll pins. Just like that. And just like that. They can be installed backwards. And if you do that, those gasket fingers will be over your lifter blocks or over your lifters. And that's not a good thing. So let me get this going and start getting this back together. And once I have it all back together, we'll finish up this video. Alright guys, hey, we're all done with this job. Cam chain tensioners are done. Hopefully you got some value out of this video. And if you did, and you want to see something like doing your clutch, look up here, or actually look over here. I'll get it up there in the video. I'll link it right up here for you. That'll be how to change your clutch on a twin cam. So we already did the cam chain tensioners. That's all done. We serviced the motor with some fresh motor oil and fresh filter, and it's all done. Hey guys, if you like this video and like to see more content like this, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, hey, live the best life you can, ride often, and ride hard.